This week, looks like the House of Representatives is going to pass PBM reform finally, which is good news for patients. But it seems to me that the big three health insurance corporations, knowing that PBM reform is around the corner, needed a different way to retain profits while still, on paper, complying with new requirements and the coming requirements of PBM reform. And so they formed these group purchasing organizations overseas in Ireland and Switzerland in particular, that have since been exhaustively investigated, and I'll enter into the record, Chair, that investigation.
Date of the article?
January 6th.
Without objection of this year?
Yes.
Without objection, so ordered.
Now, this investigation found many, many things, but of note, particularly for UnitedHealth GPO MSR, that although it had no website, no email, no phone number available at the time of the investigation, it was described as negotiating rebate agreements with pharmaceutical manufacturers, and was also bringing in tens of millions of dollars per employee. So what is going on over there? Mr. Hemsley, how many people does MSR employ? Mike, please. Microphone, please.
I'm sorry. I don't have the specific answer, but several thousand.
Several thousand. And is the number of covered lives that MSR covers different than the number of covered lives your PBM Optum Rx serves?
I don't have the exact number, but I believe they serve other health plans and have a different...
That number is important, though, sir, because if your GPO is not serving more covered lives, and how is it possibly aggregating purchasing power any more than the existing PBM? We're going to follow up with questions on the record because these GPOs are an attempt to circumvent congressional authority over PBM reform, and they are ultimately going to be a source of profit to the detriment of patients' co-pays. Mr. Hemsley, sir, I want to pivot actually from policy to the personal, though. You and your company and your colleagues suffered a horrendous loss last year, and the reaction on social media to the murder of Brian Thompson was a shameful moment for this country, particularly for his sons who don't deserve that. Would you like to state into the congressional record, which will last forever, unlike those social media posts, what kind of man Mr. Thompson was?
Sure. Yeah, thank you for that opportunity. I think we can all disagree on many things, but I think one thing we can agree on is that violence or the threat of violence is not appropriate in any circumstances. Brian Thompson was a force for good. He was a creative and effective man in terms of trying to address many of the challenges that have been presented today. And we miss him dearly. And I appreciate the opportunity to recognize him. And he left two very fine men behind as his children and a wife and a family. And I think that as we bring things down to what is real in many of the conversations today, I appreciate you recognizing and giving an opportunity for that.
Amazing.
Gentleman yields back.
Yield.
I recognize the gentleman from Ohio, Mr. Balderson, for his 3 minutes of questioning.